Good morning, or I guess good afternoon. How is everybody? So my name is Haley. I work for Shopify. I'm on the offline marketing team, so I do a lot of trade shows and of different events. It's always amazing meeting so many different merchants, all of you guys that are selling incredible things and thinking about going to shows like Pool Trade Show, which we absolutely love. I too have a brand. I have a women's foldable footwear brand, and so I've been in your shoes of how to build these brands, how to sell more, how to sell online. So that's kind of my story.
And I'm Alex. I'm from the support team. So if you are with Shopify, you may have spoken to me on the phone. It's always possible. I also have a brand with us, although I'm fairly new, and I do a print-on-demand T-shirt service. So I'm sort of slowly learning how Shopify works and how I can leverage that for my brand.
How many people here actually have heard about Shopify before or use it? Amazing, a huge amount. So today we're going to talk to you about building a brand, and we'll jump into it. So just to go over everything, we'll talk about first what Shopify is and how it can help you. What is a brand? The advantages of building a really great brand. We'll jump into some examples of that as well. Then we'll talk about why Shopify is a great home for your brand, and then we'll answer some questions while we go through some resources as well. So what is Shopify? It's one platform to sell on every channel. So before, as a brand, you used to have to get a designer, get a developer, you had a POS system, or you had all these different things, and really Shopify is all of that in one. So this is really what Shopify looks like. It allows you to sell online, it allows you to sell mobily, it allows you to sell in person through a POS system, and it also allows you to sell through social media like Facebook and Twitter. Not Twitter, just kidding, through Facebook and Pinterest. So what is a brand? It's really your promise to your customer. It's what customers can expect from you. It's not just about your logo and your product and your font and your colors. You want to think about your brand as everything that in every way that a customer actually interacts with you, whether it's through your email campaigns, whether it's through your receipts. You want to have that consistency, that voice, that lifestyle right across the board. So what are the advantages of building a great brand?
So it's helpful to think about your brand as your voice in the marketplace. So it's going to be how customers are going to relate to you, how they hear what you're saying, and how you're going to relate back to them and say, hey, this is exactly what I'm about, and I know that you're about it too. The benefits of building a brand include loyalty. Customers who feel they can relate to you are going to go with you over a competitor. People will start to care about what you do, so maybe it's not that you're putting out a new product, but maybe it's that you're working with somebody else. You're doing a trade show. You're going to do any sort of retail sale. They might come to just talk to you because they're a fan of what you do. You'll find that word of mouth marketing will become your best friend. If I buy a t-shirt from your clothing brand and I wear it to a cafe and I really love you and your product and your brand, I'm going to tell everyone about where I got it. But if your branding isn't super strong, I may not remember where I got it, or I may not talk too strongly and be like, oh, I got a t-shirt on the internet. And you want to avoid that wherever possible. And the benefit of having your own store is you no longer have to compete on price. You may work in a marketplace currently, and there are really good benefits to that as well. But when you're on your own space, you can sell what you want for the price that works for you, and people will still come and be all about what you're selling.
This is a really great example of a brand that has done an incredible job. Dodo Case, they're based in San Francisco, and they've really uniquely positioned themselves they sell iPad cases, they customize these iPad cases, and they have a bookbinding feel to them. They have an incredible following, they've built an incredible company, and they definitely don't compete on price. They're probably one of the most expensive iPad cases out there, yet people keep coming back.
So it's really important to use your brand to position yourself in the marketplace as being the most important person in your field. So a brand is using your voice to tell your story and make your brand the most known for what you sell.
So we'll talk about some of the brand strategies.
So this is going to help define how the customers see you. Again, thinking of it as your voice. Once a customer is sort of tuned into what you have to say, you can tell them whatever you want, and you can sell your product as well as any kind of message or charitable work that you're doing. This will help you figure out, it's something called winning effectiveness. So how is your brand different from everything else, and how are you going to stand out in order to be the #1 person that people think of? And as well, again, doing this lets you not have to compete on price. When you're the number one person thought about, you'll be able to charge what you like for what you like to make.
So unique selling position, I think we hear about this a lot. How are you different from everybody else out there? And why are people coming to you to buy that? You know, we get a lot of people that call us and they say, I want to be just like this brand. Somebody that came to us recently, they were like, I wanted to be just like Tom's Shoes. Well, Tom's Shoes already exists. So what makes you different and how can you be different? You can also think about it as in, if you were telling somebody in one sentence what your company is about, what do you want them to walk away remembering and associate that with just you? Product quality, this is another really important thing. It's not just your product quality in that physical space. It's also things like in an online world, how can you make customers even more confident buying your products? You go to a lot of stores or online and in person too where they're like, no refunds, no exchanges. If the company behind that isn't actually behind their own product, why would you be confident as a customer coming to buy that product? So having a really strong return policy and exchange policy really goes behind, it really allows you to stand behind your products. Another thing to think about with product quality is also your customer service. So if you have great customer service, that's also kind of part of your products. I recently read an article where more people would rather have a quick, poor response from you than a long, really well-crafted response.
So one of the things that you can do is you can change the branding rules to stand out from your competitors. So a really great example of a company that's done this with Shopify is a company called Pura Vida. They decided that it didn't really fit their brand of being like a really fun, playful sort of lifestyle company to have the like buy now, add to cart, checkout sort of style. They wanted to make it a little bit more loose and more like they were talking directly to their customers. And the really great notable thing they did was on their coupon pop-up that comes up on their website, there's a checkbox where a customer can check to dismiss it. And instead of saying like, no, I'm not interested, it says, no thanks, I'm not interested in saving money. It's such a small change, but to the customer, you have to stop and think and be like, oh, you know what, I do like saving money. It's just something really small like that can just relate you a little bit more closely to the people who are viewing your brand.
What I love about this example as well is that they've really used that consistency across the board. That's something that's so easily overlooked, yet they've really thought about, again, every touch point that a customer has with the brand in all places.
So one of the other things you can do is you can personalize the customer experience. And this can be, again, something like an interaction, like a pop-up that they'll have in the front, but it can be something as broad as the notifications they get. What kind of receipt do they get from you? What do you say in the newsletter that you send to them? What do you say inside the box that you send over to them? And I know you have a good example about that.
I recently bought earrings for my wedding, and in the box it said, Haley, we're so excited to be a part of this special day with you. And it made me as a customer feel so incredible. And it made me, obviously I'm sharing this whole story with you guys. And what I was quick to notice as well is it was something that's it was printed, so it's so easily, it was so easy for them to replicate this with every customer that would allow every customer feel just as special. So again, it's going beyond just the purchase experience. It's going beyond that even afterwards. How can you make the customer continuously feel special? I'm telling you guys, I would encourage anybody else to go back to that site too. Deep, rich product photography. I don't think that we can stress this enough. Going back to the product quality, I think that your photography reflects this 100%. If you don't have the greatest pictures of your products, it's going to reflect that in your customer's mind. They're going to think that the product quality isn't that great. These are two really great examples of some wonderful product photography. Here you have the boots. It's almost like the boots are popping out of the screen. You can almost, even though it's just a picture, it's almost like you can smell the leather, you can feel it, yet it's just boots on a screen. And the other one, you can almost imagine the watch on your wrist as well. What I love about this too is that it's like the lifestyle of the product as well. So it allows your customers to think about how they can wear it and what the whole lifestyle is around of your product too. I think when we're building our brands and we're looking at our products too, we're eating, breathing, sleeping the company, and we often forget that our customers, even though it makes sense in our brain and we have the context and all the different ways that you can use it and what you'd wear it with, I think that we forget that our customers don't have that context. So using some really great lifestyle photography as well allows your customers to really think about all the different ways that they can use the product, which makes them feel great, and they can walk away feeling like, not only do I have some wicked boots, but I know how to wear them and what I should pair them with. Some of the questions that we also sometimes get is like, well, what about that really clean, white, crisp, white background photography too? I think you can go two ways. You can either keep that white, crisp look right across the scene and keep it consistent, or if all of your images are more of this lifestyle photography, you can also do that. If you are going to go the route of just the white background, I think this is a really great way to also include, if you're on your website, to also include images like this for your lifestyle. So again, your customers get an idea of how to use and wear your products, which will make them feel that much better about the purchase as well. This is another really great example of some product photography. So here they're actually selling a charging station. This is their homepage as well. But it's not just about the product. Again, it's allowing the customers to imagine what it would look like or how they would use it in their home. And in this case, too, you almost think, if I buy this charger, this is automatically what my kitchen is going to look like. Giving them that aspiration, too.
So Shopify is really what we want to do is be a home for your brand. We want to be that touch point where you can come and do every aspect of your sales online and make it really, really easy to market your product. So it's really important to think of it as everything is under your control. This is your store with your brand for your company. You can make any changes you want to make your store unique and stand out.
I think one of the other great things to note is that it's not a marketplace. It's really yours. You own your customers. You own everything. It's one place with all your orders, your inventory, everything.
So the first thing I want to talk about really quickly is our theme store. So a theme is a lot like the outfit for your store. Once you've put in all the products and collections and worked on your website, your theme can be changed out at any time. We often have a bunch of different focuses. You can see at the front there are some that are a little bit more picture heavy. We have some that are more content heavy, some that have a sort of stronger visual blog. It's really important to just look through the theme store, think, what is the thing that I like about my favorite sites? What do they have on their homepage right when the customer hits it? And then take a look at the themes and see if you can find something that reflects that.
All of the themes as well that are on Shopify are fully responsive, which means that no matter what device somebody is looking at your store from, whether it's a phone, whether it's a tablet or a desktop, all these themes are fully customized to that device. What's really, really strong about that is that our most recent stats is that more than 50% of people are now coming to Shopify stores through a mobile device. So whether you're using Shopify or anything else, it's so, so important for you to make sure that your shopping experience for your customers is always, always responsive.
So inside any of the themes with Shopify, you've got a 2-panel setup. The left side is a real-time editor, and the right side is all of your options. You can go through any of the themes, change backgrounds, logos, colors, anything you want on the fly. On the left-hand side, it'll show you a real-time version of your changes, so you can play around with things, see what you like, and then save changes, or undo everything you've just done and go back to the way it was before. You also have the ability to save an unpublished theme, like a second theme, so you can play with it in the background using this editor, and then be able to turn it on a whim. Whenever you feel like changing over, you can do that. We also give you full access to the HTML and CSS of your website. So if you decide you want to do custom coding, you are a developer, you know a developer, or you want to work with one, you can go ahead and have them change any of the coding in the back end to even further customize your site to having the exact look that you want.
There have been, to add to this as well, is that there's been so many sites that are beautiful that have never even touched this. What we really just want to say is that you have that flexibility. So if you do need something or want something that's really flexible or customizable, that is fully available for you.
We also have a blogging platform. So if you do want to do blogging, you want to do some how we've been seen in the media or some news or some back-end tips about your product, you can do a blog or multiple blogs on Shopify. It gives you the ability to assign authors to them so you can have different people do different topics and it can be covered in different areas of the site for you.
When you're blogging as well, just going back to that lifestyle and helping your customer understand how to actually use and wear your products, a blog is a really, really great place to do that. Also with Google, if you're continuously updating your blog, Google will track that, and if somebody else, it's a similar store to yours that has similar SEO, if you're continuously blogging, it will actually rank you just a little bit higher. Another great thing about it too is that a blog allows your customers as well to see that you are continuously active in your store. If you go to a site and you see that they haven't updated their blog since November, you're like, is this store still around, even though you might be sitting behind your orders page wondering why nobody's buying. So a blog is a really, really great way to continue to engage your customers as well. Social media, you can attach all your social media accounts with Shopify themes as well. They're usually in different locations based on the theme that you choose. Again, it allows your customers to see what you're doing on social media, see what the community's like, and see that you're actively engaged in your brand and your business. You can also add shareable links to all your product pages. This is an example of a product page, and people can come on and share it through Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Two really, really exciting things that we're doing at Shopify as well is now you can also create a Facebook store. So pull all your products from your Shopify store into a Facebook, one of the different tabs, and people can actually buy directly through that. And we also just launched buyable pins with Pinterest. So now it's another sales channel for you to sell to more people. What that is as people are sharing or repinning your picture, there will actually be a little buy button on that. So people within Pinterest, as they're browsing through, they can actually purchase directly through Pinterest and purchase your products.
So notification templates are the emails that are sent out based on any kind of interaction you have with your customer. Two really great examples are the receipt that gets sent out when your customer is ordering and the receipt that you get once a customer has ordered. These can be fully customized. So you can see on the left, we have an example of a plain text email if you just need something simple. And on the right-hand side, we have an HTML customizable template. Shopify in its App Store actually has a template builder that is drag and drop that generates the HTML that you can copy right in here. So these can be made to exactly match the scheme and color of your brand as well.
Again, this is keeping everything consistent, even going to once the customer's made the purchase. Again, it's consistency of your brand right across the board, even with the receipt. So some really great resources for you as well. If there's one thing that you guys leave here with today, it's to check out the Shopify blog. I cannot stress how incredible the content on here is. It talks about everything commerce. If you have any questions about anything, you can really just search it and find tons of really, really great information here. 3 blog posts that we've actually highlighted. One is how to build a $120,000 a month e-commerce business in less than a year. It follows a really great beard oil brand, and they take you step by step of how they actually created their brand and an incredible loyal following. The next one is Instagram 101. Whether you've been Instagramming for a long time or you're trying to tweak your Instagram strategy as well, this is a really, really great one. And the last one is how to create a memorable and shareable unboxing experience. There's one other one that came out of what you can include as inserts in your packaging. There's tons of resources here too. And again, it just goes beyond how can you continue to engage your customers even after the sale to keep them coming back, or how can you create that community through hashtags. Again, thinking about everything of your branding experience.
So something that if you're a Shopify customer already, you've probably used at least one point is docs.shopify.com. It's what we call the Shopify manual. It goes over every section of the Shopify store, whether it's your products, your orders, your notifications, and everything else that goes with it. But it also covers some coding customizations and some other theme adjustments as well. So if you have a question, the search bar at the top is incredibly powerful. Put in some of the keywords you're looking for, and you will likely find a resource that we've built for it.
Shopify experts as well. If you ever need any help of building, if you want custom design or custom development, help with marketing or product photography, all of these people are here. There are third-party resources that have worked with the system and know it really, really well. So all of this is at your disposal.
And you also have the benefit of the Shopify experts are approved partners. So they've worked with us for a long time. They've built up a reputation. They know how to tweak the Shopify side of things, and our partners team approves everybody. You can also sort by location or price range and their specifics of what they do. So you can pick somebody in your area who does exactly what you're looking for.
And on every expert page as well, you'll see their profile, you'll see work that they've done, and again, you'll see what their price range is as well, so to see whether or not it works for you. And support. I'm going to speak to this because Alex is one of our incredible gurus. We have such an amazing support team. They're available 24/7. It's amazing whenever I'm at Pool Trade Show or any other event. It's so amazing that people come up to us and they're like, I like Shopify, but I love your support team. So if you ever have any questions, they're always there, ready to help and know the system inside and out. You can contact them through email, through phone, or live chat. So yeah, use it.